Walls are going up in Dane County for a one-of-a-kind refuge for survivors of sex trafficking. The Zateo community broke ground late last year, and now new construction milestones are bringing their mission one step closer to reality. WMTV Shayna Najawan joins us live in the studio now. And Shayna, the last time we reported on the Zateo community, it was just dirt and renderings.
That's right, but now the vision is literally taking shape. The walls are going up on structures that will soon provide a safe haven for women recovering from the trauma of sexual exploitation.
The excitement of even seeing the foundations poured was overwhelming.
It's been less than a year since the groundbreaking on Zateo community's new site, but already big changes are rising from the soil.
But now, as of 2 days ago, seeing the walls go up and seeing it take shape is really overwhelming in a really great way.
The Zateo community is building 2 homes side by side, one for women with children and one for women without, each designed to support healing and help survivors regain independence.
One of the stats are that 80% of trafficking victims will be re-victimized unless they have a safe place to go and heal. The Zateo community will be that safe place to come and heal.
The entire property will offer therapy, art, music, gardening, even a full community house for classes and connection.
So everything that they will need to fully heal and recover.
When we go through a traumatic life event, our default mode is to kind of go into hiding and isolation.
Richard Sanders, a longtime consultant and now Zateo champion, says it's all about holistic, long-term transformation.
And really the paradox of that is that healing really only takes place in a sustainable way in community.
And it's not just about healing the women. They're thinking about staff and volunteers, too.
Working through that in community, we start loving on the parts that we hate so that we can see that the sin or the bad things that happen to us don't define us.
The goal? Finish construction debt-free with the help of donors who believe in Zateo's mission.
This will help them actually get to the point of living independently and empowered.
So far, the funding for the first 2 homes is covered, but Zateo still needs financial help to complete the community house. Once the structures are finished, the team plans to begin hiring staff and welcoming survivors into the space. Live in the studio, Shayna Najawan, WMTV 15 News.
Shayna, thank you. And Zateo is building with sustainability in mind. The homes are being constructed to meet zero energy ready certification standards and a federal benchmark for energy efficient buildings.